This time we're doing Protect the Device, but more importantly we also have a Psionic Storm Dark event, which means we're going to be getting a lot more Sectoids and Advent Priests than usual. For our squad, we're going to be bringing a similar group to last time. We've got our Phantom Ranger for scouting, so our Reaper can rest up for a few more days. We've got 2 Grenadiers, including a different squaddy who we're also going to try and level up. Our Spark, who's probably just going to be killing absolutely everything. And this time we're substituting in a skirmisher, because I felt that having a sharpshooter with blue screen rounds would maybe not be as useful on this mission. In terms of equipment, our Ranger has the Talon rounds as usual, but now we've upgraded our Grenadiers with an advanced grenade launcher, which means they're going to be able to launch their grenades further and more importantly hit more targets. Aside from that, we've also upgraded our skirmisher to the magnetic variant of their weapon, the Cal 15 Bullpup, so he's going to be doing a bit more damage. In addition, we've also given him a couple new attachments. An advanced hair trigger, because like Sparks, they're more likely to proc it since they're shooting multiple times. And similarly an autoloader, because you don't want to waste an action having to reload. And then finally, we've also given him an incendiary grenade. I felt that having 4 grenades and a rocket in the squad was more than enough cover destruction, so I've gone for more damage instead.
Hostile forces are already moving to destroy the data tap installed nearby. We need to lock down the area and secure the device at all costs.
As I expected, the psionic readings we detected in this area can be attributed to a number of psionically powerful aliens near our position. I would urge caution, Commander.
It's a good thing we decided to bring a skirmisher for this mission, because a sharpshooter would have trouble using their rifle on this map type.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Our first pod is a group of 3 sectoids. They're going to be running towards the objective, because this is a Protect the Device mission type.
On the move.
We'll try to get our squad as far forward as possible, so we can intercept them when they start moving towards the objective.
Running.
It would be great if we could grapple our skirmisher up to that platform. That way he'll be in the perfect position when we start the fight.
I take a new approach. I lead their approach.
We've got another pod here of Advent Priests, including a 12 HP one, which will be tough to deal with. We're going to start with our skirmisher, since he's got a 100% flanking shot. We can't use the incendiary grenade first, because he doesn't have total combat, so he wouldn't be able to take a second action.
We have been found.
We can finish off that 2 HP sectoid using the grenadier that has a stock. Let's bring the other grenadier in, and then we can use one of these larger grenades now.
Here, catch!
They're too spread out for the incendiary grenade, but now we have another 100% flanking shot we can take.
Weapon ammunition is low.
Let's go up with our spark and activate overdrive.
Targeted
unit down.
Then we'll finish off the sectoid using the advanced stock.
Here I come. You see that?
Now we'll very carefully move up our scout. The last thing we want to do now is activate a pod.
On the move. Hostile targets in sight.
Scanning for targets.
We need to regroup before we engage. These tiles will reveal the pod, so I'm going to leave a couple, just in case.
Let's do this.
Good to go.
I want to move our scout off to one side, but I'm worried about accidentally triggering the pod. We can see the 12 HP priest and there's an entire tile of space, so there'd have to be another one behind the wall to potentially spot us.
Rolling. Eyes on the target.
Good, and now we can see the objective's health bar. It should be able to survive for another 7 turns at least. We don't want to reload our skirmisher because he's still got a free reload.
He's under my watch.
Begin reload sequence. Optical sensors on overwatch.
They're not going to move around anymore, but I just wanted to group up before we went in. Here comes the other pod. A sectoid and 2 more priests.
Hostiles making the rounds.
I want to activate this pod, but I don't want to reveal the other one or end up without cover. What we'll do is move to this tile and then into cover, and hopefully we'll then be able to toss a grenade out this way. We're going to just barely get inside of the pod, and that should trigger them to come towards us. And we were able to get a grenade off. You can see how the increased blast radius really makes a difference when the pods scatter.
Frag out!
I could have placed that grenade better. I was actually 1 tile off of destroying the front one's cover. If we move 1 tile, she can then see the exposed priest, but she's unlikely to kill it. Since there don't seem to be any more dangerous pods, I'm going to use my rocket to try and finish off this one.
Multiple units eliminated.
That killed 2 of the priests and put the other one in stasis. That's really good actually, because now she can go on Overwatch and the stock will guarantee that she gets the kill. We'll put the rest of our squad on Overwatch as well, just in case the other pod comes towards us. And finally, we'll swing our scout off to one side, just to make sure he's out of the way.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
You want some more?
We've got plenty of time left, so we'll regroup again before activating the pod.
That's affirmative.
Affirmative.
Tired of waiting around.
Overwatch mode active.
Affirmative. Covering
I
now.
will watch.
The device has 23 health left and our spark has one more turn until their overdrive comes off cooldown. I think we can afford to wait another turn so we have overdrive if we need it.
Overwatch!
I'm on it.
Sensors at maximum
No
range.
trespassers.
Eyes on the prize.
Our skirmisher can grapple up here, but it's a bit of an awkward spot. First, we'll take a grenadier in to trigger the pod.
Let's move already!
This is the one bad thing about this map type. These pillars are indestructible cover, so we're going to struggle to kill these priests. We're going to start with a grenade anyway, because the guaranteed 6 damage should help, and she still has another one. We got incredibly lucky and managed to roll 4 on both those hits. I'm looking for flanks, but they're in really good positions. We can use Wrath. It's a pretty poor chance, but if we get it, then we can grapple up for a high ground crossfire. We'll go for the one at the back, since he's going to be the hardest to get to. I was hoping to grapple up to this platform, but the pillar is blocking the angle.
Tactical movement.
The reason I was hesitant is because he's probably being flanked by that sectoid, so we can't stay here unless we can guarantee the kill. We'll take our spark in and see what the chances are. With overdrive, we should have a couple decent shots to try.
Terminated.
Now we can just use the incendiary grenade for the guaranteed kill.
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
As you can see, advanced grenade launchers make a huge difference. Unless the enemies go out of their way to spread out, you can usually hit all of them with a single grenade. Even without the damage upgrade, being able to destroy all that cover at once is so useful.
To end the Elder's false vision. That is the purpose of all skirmishers. Until it is done, there can be no other path for us.
For our skirmisher, we're going to be taking Whiplash. Whiplash is a free attack that does 6 damage, or 12 to mechanical enemies, but you only get 1 charge per mission. This is still an extremely good ability. 12 damage is a lot, and it's always free damage even against non-mechanicals. Our ranger gets run and gun, as we've discussed before. Likewise for our grenadier with demolition. And then our spark. Both of these abilities are kind of niche. I personally prefer to take intimidate, just because, in those situations where you do end up getting shot at, the spark has a small chance to make some enemies panic and stop shooting at you for a few turns. Whereas for Wrecking Ball, the problem is you need to give up one of your overdrive actions in order to make use of it. So I just never find myself using it. I'd much rather perch them up on high ground, destroy the cover with a grenade or rocket, and then just rain down shots, rather than having to move around to break the cover. Our ranger and our grenadier have actually got a bond. Since I tend to take Rangers and Grenadiers on every mission, this seems like a useful bond to have.
You and your crew have dealt another serious blow to the aliens' efforts today, Commander. Impressive work.
We've got another engineer, so we'll just put them to work on our current project. Avenger power is actually really good. We'll have to think about that. For now we'll finish scanning the scientist, and then we'll come back to that.
Plotting new course.
Our inspiration did prove beneficial.
Workshops really aren't that useful. They only allow you to get the effect of an extra engineer, and only in certain spots. An inspiration for alien data cache is quite good though, to get some extra intel. The only other project I'd want to do now is Illyrium, but it can wait for a few days.
I foresee a number of valuable applications stemming from this technology. I'll have a report assembled as soon as the research is complete.
I really want both of these rewards, but they're going to take so long to scan. I'm going to go for resistance contacts, because we've already gotten a power reward before, and I feel it's easier to improve power than resistance contacts. For example, Templars don't have many good resistance orders, but power is one of them.
Avenger plotting new course.
Commander, the aliens aren't slowing down. They've already got multiple facilities operating across the globe. We're running out of time.
This is another standard facility, so that's fine.
I'm glad to see our joint effort paid off like we hoped.
The Avatar project is starting to get really close now, so it's a good thing we got that facility lead. We also got not just one, but 2 promotions. There are no important covert actions to do right now, and there aren't any others that give a promotion. I'm thinking about going for a superior PCS. We might get perception, which is great for many classes, and if we don't, then we'll get something we can sell for a decent amount of supplies. There's no chance of ambush on this mission, so it doesn't matter who we pick. We'll go for a specialist, especially since we have 2 sergeants. For the soldier we want mobility on. Normally I'd pick our Templar, but he's still wounded. We'll send one of our Rangers, and try to get them some XP.
I'll order my people to get underway immediately.
We'll also go and quickly do those 2 promotions. We've got a captain now, which is great. That means we can go and buy the squad size 2 upgrade. For Grenadiers, I prefer taking Chain Shot. It's one of the multi-damage abilities in the game, which really helps you deal with the stronger enemies that start appearing towards the mid to late game. Volatile Mix is obviously extremely good, having grenades that do 2 more damage, but you're generally dealing with a few really tough enemies in the late game rather than a lot of weaker ones. As for Rangers, I usually take Bladestorm. Bladestorm is just free damage in a few situations. You can do some cool things with it. Whereas Implacable often requires you to plan around it in order to make use of it. Since I tend to play quite cautiously, I'm often already in good positions when I proc Implacable, so the free movement is wasted. Next, we'll go over to research before I forget.
Hello, Commander. Work is well underway, but it will be some time yet before my research is complete.
We're going to switch over to doing this facility lead. That way we'll have one available if progress starts getting too high.
Commander, we've already dedicated considerable resources toward the current research project. However, we can move on to something else if you'd prefer. I can see why you would consider redirecting our efforts, Commander. We'll get to work on the new project right away.
Now we need to go over to the Geoscape, because we definitely don't have enough supplies to buy the next squad size upgrade. We'll make a quick trip over to the black market.
Avenger plotting new course.
Market is open.
At this point I'm still not sure if we need advent racks. We don't. We've got quite a few sectoid corpses we can sell. We'll see if there's any other items we can sell first. I generally prefer scopes over laser sights, so we can probably sell some of these. Especially these two basic ones. We'll hang on to the advanced one for now, just in case we need it. We'll just sell a few sectoid corpses to make up the difference. We need 75 supplies in order to afford squad size 2. Then we'll go quickly buy that upgrade. Just like squad size 1, this lets you take another soldier on missions for a total of 6, which is another big increase in your squad's firepower. Now we can finally go back to scanning for resistance contacts.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar project.
This is starting to get very close. I should have prioritized reducing Avatar progress more.
Another important step forward in our research.
As we said previously, Illyrium gives you access to Tier 3 research. We were researching alien data cache, but having an inspiration on Illyrium is incredibly helpful.
I will begin our research immediately.
Now we should have direct access to an alien facility.
Commander, now that we've established contact with the local resistance, we've got the details we need to move on the aliens' facility. This is our chance to set back their work on the Avatar project.
The problem with this facility is it's guarded by an alien ruler. I really don't want to do an alien ruler if we can avoid it. We've got a skulljack now, which is great. Skulljacking is part of the main story and can also reduce the Avatar progress.
Their suffering is needless, but they have spurned the Elder's office of peace for the last time.
This should just be a fairly standard retaliation. We'll likely get some tougher enemies than last time, so we'll make sure to bring a strong squad.
Setting course for the Eastern U.S. Precinct.